The Caribbean is now the latest battleground in a rapidly evolving conflict that stretches far beyond its turquoise waters and sun-soaked beaches. This region, once known for its vibrant culture and tourism, has become a critical front line in America's war on drugs, as traffickers adapt and reroute their operations. The Trump administration has authorized direct military strikes against suspected drug-smuggling vessels, marking a sharp departure from previous law enforcement tactics and signaling a new era of militarized intervention. By designating major cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, the administration has redefined these groups as hostile threats to national security, elevating the stakes for everyone involved. This legal shift allows the U.S. military to target traffickers with force, not just prosecution, giving commanders unprecedented authority to act swiftly and decisively. In September 2025, the White House declared a non-international armed conflict with these syndicates after several military strikes on vessels from Venezuela, a move that shocked both allies and adversaries. President Trump's message is clear: if you try to poison our people, we will blow you out of existence. His administration has vowed to use every tool at its disposal to stop the flow of drugs. The administration claims these actions have already deterred traffickers, but the true impact remains uncertain, as cartels are known for their resilience and ability to adapt. For smugglers, the risk has escalated from arrest to annihilation, forcing them to take even greater risks or seek new routes. The Caribbean, once a primary drug route, is now a high-risk zone patrolled by warships and watched by satellites, its tranquil image forever changed. The rules of engagement in the drug war have changed overnight, and the world is watching to see what happens next in this high-stakes conflict. The U.S. now targets groups like the Sinaloa Cartel and Tren de Aragua as both traffickers and terrorists. This reclassification unlocks military tools, asset freezes, travel bans, and direct strikes against their networks. The administration alleges Venezuelan officials enable these groups, making the strikes a message to state actors as well. Now, when the U.S. military intercepts a cartel vessel, it's a military engagement, not just a law enforcement action. For cartel crews, the stakes have never been higher. Capture is no longer the worst-case scenario. The goal is to disrupt recruitment and cripple the cartel's maritime operations. Military strikes have made the Caribbean a perilous corridor for traffickers. Experts predict cartels will struggle to recruit boat captains and pilots, fearing not just prison, but death. Forced to adapt, cartels may make costly mistakes, creating openings for U.S. intelligence. Increased pressure could spark violent infighting as groups compete for safer routes and resources. This chaos may weaken cartels from within, but the impact is uneven. Notably, the fentanyl trade, reliant on land routes and Mexican labs, remains largely unaffected by these maritime strikes. The drug war's complexity means no single tactic is a silver bullet. Experts predict that traffickers will quickly adapt to new enforcement measures, shifting their tactics by relying more on submersibles, remote land routes, and other creative methods to evade detection. Some may even turn to private aircraft, using sophisticated flight plans to bypass the heavily monitored Caribbean corridors and reach new destinations undetected. In response, the U.S. government aims to isolate Venezuelan-linked trafficking groups, branding them as toxic partners, and working to sever their international networks and financial lifelines. However, this aggressive and far-reaching policy has ignited a heated controversy within Congress, sparking intense debate among lawmakers. Many members of Congress have raised serious questions about the legality of military action taken without explicit congressional authorization, citing constitutional concerns. A recent War Powers resolution, which sought to halt the ongoing strikes, narrowly failed to pass, exposing deep divisions over the limits of executive power and the broader strategy in the war on drugs. This ongoing debate highlights the enduring challenge of balancing the need for decisive action with the constitutional system of checks and balances that governs U.S. military decisions. The Senate's razor-thin vote margin ensures that this issue will remain highly contentious and at the forefront of national discussion. As lawmakers continue to debate, the future of this military approach remains deeply uncertain, with no clear resolution in sight. The Trump administration shows no sign of backing down, doubling down on its aggressive stance in the region. Yet the long-term effectiveness of these military strikes remains deeply uncertain, as history has shown that such actions often have unpredictable consequences. Cartels are resilient and likely to adapt quickly, possibly turning to new technologies or digital methods to evade detection. As law enforcement ramps up pressure, traffickers may shift their operations online, using encrypted apps and cryptocurrencies to stay one step ahead. The US may have changed the game at sea, deploying more resources and tightening patrols, but traffickers will look for new game boards, whether by air, land, or through hidden routes, yet to be discovered. Diplomatic fallout is another risk, especially with Venezuela and its allies watching closely. Tensions could escalate, straining already fragile relationships and complicating future negotiations. There's potential for escalation into a broader international crisis, as global leaders weigh in and alliances are tested. The world is watching, and the stakes are higher than ever. The US must navigate these diplomatic challenges as carefully as it patrols the Caribbean, balancing military might with the need for international cooperation and trust. This bold new policy marks a turning point in the drug war, signaling a shift in strategy and intent. But its outcome is unknown, and the path forward is filled with uncertainty. One thing is clear: the fight against narco-terrorism has entered a volatile new era where every move could reshape the future of the region and the world.